Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday morning. It's about 7 o'clock, I think, in the morning, and I thought I'd come out into Kate's garden and have a little walk round and show you what I've been doing. So this is Kate's garden. That looks nice. That wall looks like it needs a bit of attention. And coming down here, we have that nice tree in the corner and a big car park at the back there, and coming round to where Kate's strawberries are, and back to that lovely silver birch tree. Right, so I'm now on the outside, standing near the car park, and we're looking at the wall which I built virtually on the first day that I arrived here, I think, with Kate's help, of course. Previously, this whole area down the bottom was like it was just one huge mess. If you can see, there is some a mixture of rubbish and rubble and God knows what else over there. And then we have these stones. Well, these stones, most of them are dug out from this area here, which was just a big mound all the way across, covered in ground elder, and then that fell away right down to the ground down here, down at this level where my feet are. And you can see the ground elder here. It's the worst bloody weed known to man. So we built this wall and out of concrete slabs, and also this was something that Kate already had made, and we've repurposed it and put it here, and I filled it with soil and turned this previous horrible mound of rubbish and rubble into a basis for a lawn. And it's so that was quite an undertaking. And then all up this side here you can see telegraph poles. Well, I've put most of those into position on my own, and dug down about, I don't know, 18 inches, a couple of feet, removed all the ground elder, and then replaced the soil or topped it up with some good stuff, which I managed to salvage from further up the garden. But it was all completely full of ground elder, so I've removed I don't know, probably a dozen or 15 barrow loads of ground elder, and piled it up underneath this tree and down this side here. And then I've covered all this with it's charcoal. It's the remains from Kate's fire and from her mum's fire, and it had to be put somewhere, so I've covered it up, covered all this rubbish up all up here. So all this in between these telegraph poles, we're going to plant and in those boxes thuya, which is a conifer, So I think Kate's getting about 36 of those. We managed to salvage the rhubarb, save it, but even here you can see this bloody ground elder growing up through the rhubarb, and it's an absolute bloody nightmare, this stuff is, because it has huge long white roots on it, and it's just terrible stuff. I've never done a garden that had it in before, but hope I never do another one. And so yeah, so salvaged this bed, and I built this little wall around the strawberry patch with these concrete pavers, and that looks quite reasonable now. And then put straw inside there, and bark. Needs a bit more bark over there. Actually buried one of Kate's cats just about here by the lilac tree. It's been dead since the winter, but the ground was too hard to bury it, so it's just now been buried. Rest in peace. So this is the kind of thing. I'm trying to sort this ground out here. It was as rough can be. It had a liner underneath a bed of soil that was thick with ground elder. As you can see here, it just gets everywhere, and you can see there's a liner that's still underneath this ground here, but you can see it's absolutely full of ground elder roots, which I will remove and dump them over there. Yeah, quite pleased with myself that I was able to move. I mean, this is a bloody massive great telegraph pole here. It's got to be about, I don't know, 15 feet long, I would think. Certainly 12 anyway. And Kate had one end of it and I had the other end, and managed it quite well. And this one similar. So it's all ready for planting with the thuya. And yesterday I also, or the day before, I moved that rhododendron bush, which was in the middle of the lawn, just down here, and it was as dry as a bone. How the hell it managed to survive, I don't know. So somehow I've got to try and fill this hole where the rhododendron bush was with the remains of this soil, and straighten all this lot up here. And as you can see, you can't see where the garden ends and the rubbish begins, but there is a telegraph pole all the way along underneath here, and I've got to clear this lot out somehow, and then mark the edge again with another telegraph pole here, which again Kate and I carried across the garden to here. So and this area here was where there was a massive mound of wood ash from the fire. So plenty to be done, and but I thought I'd just record that for posterity, and so you can see that I've not been idling my time away. Okay, so here we are. It's Friday. I've only got a couple more days to go, and I've now planted these thuya along here, and they look really nice. delighted with those. I gave them a good healing in, good watering last night, and as you can see, they go all the way up there, and there's 30 of them all together. So yeah, that's going to make a nice screen from the car park. So we just come up here past the strawberries, and this area is not looking too bad now. Here I've just got to fill in some more soil here. All this soil here I've got to sift through. This is just a mound of ground elder roots, and there'll be another probably couple of barrow loads of ground elder there. The soil underneath I've got to dig, like I have there. This rhododendron's looking a lot happier here now. Gave that a good watering last night, and today I've got to deal with this lot and turn it into something like that. So all these stones have got to be removed, and the plan is to put this telegraph pole into this position to mark the edge of the border, just like we have one over there. I've cut back these shrubs, and they're a lot better now. It's quite a nice shrub, but it was all, you know, well out over these stones, and as you can see, there's all this down ground elder, and I can't get it all out, but I'm going to improve it as much as I can, and then then we come up to this mess here, and this old tree stump and the remains of the wood ash from the fire. I've got to get rid of that. I've got a place for that over there, and then pull this liner up and bring these stones in so that it's not as wide, and make some kind of a bed there with and put one or two plants in. I've got these two scruffy conifers here that have been really neglected, but anyway, we might find a spot for them, and so there we are. Better get the wheelbarrow out and the spade and get cracking. Okay, so this is where we're at the moment. I've dug all this out, ready for laying this telegraph pole. Cleaned all the soil in the back here, dug that, got as much of the ground elder out as I possibly can. Pull this back, you can see what it's like. It's just a bloody nightmare. There we go. I've just now pulled all this back bit by bit, and that's all going to have to be straightened up, and what was gravel path and everything sorted. I've sorted a few more stones out. Yeah, this is the kind of thing that's just come out of this soil here, and I want that piece of this stuff here, tarpaulin or whatever it is, because it's going to be laid along the top there to try to keep the ground elder at bay. And then I've got all this lot to sort out as well, and level up, and yeah. Anyway, just thought I'd record it for posterity. Oh, and I moved all those big stones up there too, that came out from here, out of this area, just that were like that in the ground elder. So I've moved those, and they're over here, and that's ready for maybe building a bit of a wall across the front of here and possibly hiding that tree stump a little bit. Oh well, there we go. So now I've cleaned the soil on that bank and dug it and made it ready for the telegraph pole to go in, and I've also got rid of this gravel path that was just thick with ground elder here. I'm throwing it into the wheelbarrow. This is the third wheelbarrow full, and I'm taking it down the bottom and sticking it over there. There we are. A fair bit of work later, and the telegraph pole is in place. This soil on this side has been sorted through, so there's no ground elder there, and that cover is in place ready for bark chippings, you know. So there we are. So it's the last day of my trip to Norway to do this garden for Kate, and I'm delighted with the result. It's very early in the morning, about 7:30, and it's been a lot of work, but it's been very enjoyable. And I've now got this huge area which was a complete mess now fully dug over and levelled and cleared. There's just a pile of sifted soil here which Kate can use for doing other work, but now this whole area is going to be grassed, and when it's a lawn, it will be one very big lawn, which will be great. I didn't actually get round to doing this area over here, but I guess Kate will sort that out. This area here is going to have bark chippings on it, and so there we are. A few years time these conifers will have grown, these thuya, and it will provide a nice screen for the garden, for the car park. So there we go. That's Kate's apple tree just coming into blossom now. Everything's that much farther behind here in Norway, but it's been very enjoyable.